All right, people, here we are once again. Another game came out, 15,000 bucks. Dutch Pinball. I don't even know if that includes tax and shipping. I'll have to look real quick and post it, but $15,000 for a pinball machine. And it's a re-release of one they already made. I think it was going for like 10,000 years ago. They've been building it for like 10 years, the Big Lebowski game. So yeah, I don't know. And then I have people comment on my page like, well, you don't understand, stuff costs money. I already talked about a warehouse before, how little money it would cost. But people say, oh, licensing. And then they point to Turner. And I'm like, Turner doesn't even license games. So he's charging the same as Beetlejuice with an unlicensed theme. So clearly those things don't matter in the price makeup. Here's another one. Okay, this is a licensed theme, but now it's 15 grand and Beetlejuice is only 10 grand. So how do you say, well, no, license costs money. So this is why people have to charge 15 grand. Well, no, people are charging 10 grand for licensed themes. People are charging less. Like Stern builds a lot of volume. So, also Stern once put out their home edition pinball machines right before they re-released them and put them in Costco for 5 grand. They were going on sale, new in box from Flipping Out Pinball for 3,500, and I think the Jurassic Park or the Star Wars might have been 3,200. I know I had a screenshot and I think I talked about it in one of my videos, but yeah, you're talking their home edition games 3.5 years ago were going for $3,500 brand new. Now I know they're smaller and have some less features and stuff, but again, you just look at the price markup. You went from 35 to 5,000 literally in a month. Just change the price. Some other things I want to talk about real quick. So I was going through some old photos. I don't remember if I covered this in my documentary, but I saw this on my Google Drive. Here's a photo that I was cutting some demo cuts for a CNC machine I built. So this is something that was not an off-the-shelf frame. Built it all by hand, 3D printed some brackets to hold it down. And then also the hardware, because I didn't have a GRBL, which is Gerbil. That's how you talk to machines to cut. That's what I do with my games now. But I didn't have a Gerbil controller, so I built my own that could take my own commands and tell it to move the X and Y axis and the Z axis and stuff. So again, I get people I've had for 2 years ago saying, I'm going to use your platform to build pinball machines, and they've done nothing for 2 years. Where's their company? I literally am as dedicated that I would build my own controller board to build my own CNC machines and build those all by hand. And the reason I did that is because when I started this years ago, I might have had like $20,000 in the bank or 30,000. And then I had to write a check to my parents to pay off the rest of my school loans, which was, I believe, a $20,000 check. So my bank account went down to about 10 or 15 grand that day, right around when I started this company. So for me to go buy a CNC machine that might have cost $3,000 to $5,000 was a lot of money. And I've been trying to build a company since I'm 18 years old. So I've been saving all my money so that eventually I'd have enough money to quit my job and just work on my own and build my own companies. So yeah, you don't want to spend that kind of money when you've been trying to save for that long. You've had to pay student loan debt and stuff to get somewhere. And now I'm actually at the point where I've gotten somewhere, and I threw the CNC, it's gone. It had some issues. I was tired of doing it, and by the time I finally went to fine tune it, you're talking 3.5 years later or 4 years later, my whole financial situation's changed at this point. So I just bought a CNC that was used off Craigslist, which is a well-known brand, and that's what I've been cutting cabinets and playfields with. One other thing I wanted to show you too, when you look at American Pinball, when they came out with the Galactic Tank Force game, I think that was $15,000 when it came out 2 or 3 years ago. And I'll show you this real quick and I'll show you the other thing. So I had a 3D printed part, and I'm going to show you a picture of it. It was literally a tank, and they just used red plastic filament and printed it. There was no paint job afterwards, no spray paint to get rid of the lines, nothing, no artistic value. It was just a red tank printed. Now I want you to look at this. This was my Foo Fighters mod. Look at that. I could try to zoom in there. Let me see. You can see how detailed his teeth are. I hand painted all of these. Looks good. So that was the mod I did. And you look at something that was going $15,000 that had no artistic value, no hard work. They literally pressed a button, 3D printed a piece of junk tank, and that was out the door for 15,000 bucks. So again, guys, I have the means to do a lot of stuff, and these prices are so stupid. Here was another toy I did. This was a Dave Grohl 3D printed toy. So I actually paid an artist to make that. I didn't have quite the skill to match him very well, but all hand painted, all resin cast. So yeah, that was kind of my first run to check out how I do a production run of toys. How long would it take? How can I design them, make them, or whatever. So I'm up and ready to go. Like I said, I've tested pretty much every aspect of the business. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about today. See ya.